everyone. Welcome to 30-minute yoga. Finding your spot on your floor with a mat, having some water close by, having either a towel or a yoga block if you want to use any sort of prop for our poses to bring the floor a little higher up to you or with balance if you need it. Just before we start, I was thinking about those folks who go to area gyms and work out, and I really want to focus on how fortunate we are that we're able to come together like this and work in our homes. And I wanted to let you know how much you motivate me. Those people who have to go to external gyms, they're losing that ability to work out and that motivation. So thank you for drawing me in every Tuesday and Thursday to continue to focus on mental and physical health, mindfulness. So as we go through our poses today, let's really enjoy maybe the exertion that's needed, or the relaxation that we're getting, the mindfulness we're finding, the breathing we're focused on. So I'm just very thankful to be here with you. So thanks for drawing me in, and let's go down into our first Savasana. So making your way onto your mat, enjoying just the process of coming down, so feeling all those body parts connecting and feeling supported. And then you can just basically let go. And maybe it takes a little bit longer to let go, so we'll just do a scan top to bottom, head to toe, find out where we're still hanging on and not quite releasing our stress. And gradually getting the relaxation through the entire body. So maybe your tension is right at the top of your head, relaxing through the brows, relaxing through the jaw, tongue off the top of your mouth. We can start hearing and feeling the breathing in and out. Chest and abdomen rising and falling. Scanning down through the neck and the shoulders and down our arms. Maybe a last little wiggle of the fingers, and then just let them fall naturally into place. Down through the chest and abdomen and the glutes. Relaxing through all those areas. And then down through the legs, the quads, the calves, and our feet just naturally falling out to the side. And now really focusing on the breathing in and out through the nose. Longer. On your next breath in, through the nose, nice and long, and then hold at the top. Open the mouth, exhale audibly. Do that again, in through the nose. Little hold, open the mouth, exhale nice and loud and long. And if you're able to do one more without adding a little bit of dizziness to your feeling, let's do it again. Inhale, and open and exhale. Back to your normal breathing, in and out through your nose. just listening to some sounds that might be happening in your environment. Children, animals. Maybe it's the busyness or it's the stillness of your home or office. And let's do one last big inhale, stretch long, fingers and toes stretching in opposite directions. And as you exhale, bring those knees into your chest and hug in. And let's just roll those knees back and forth, nice and slow. Massage for the lower back area. Come to stillness. Your feet are apart. Hands remain on your shins, and you roll those knees opposite direction. Warming up through the hips. You can keep your eyes closed or gently start to open them, but slow down those knees, and now they go in opposite direction. And slow them down. Let's bring the head and shoulders up into a little ball. And head and shoulders halfway down. You can take it all the way down if you'd like, but we're going to extend one leg out so you get a little bit more core work if you leave the head and shoulders up. And switch to the other side. And now that we've started to do some more intense moves, let's focus on our breath and making sure that we're not holding it. A couple more switching. You're going at your own pace. And if you don't like that foot hovering, you can take it right down to the ground. And now bring both knees in. One more little ball. And then roll back down. Right arm above your head, rolling over onto the right side. Pushing up and coming into table position. So if your eyes are closed through all of that, let's have them open as we go into table. We're pressing our fingers wide, elbow creases pressing forward. And we're going to sag down our belly, point the tail up to the ceiling, into our first cow with an inhale. And then arch the back, exhale, and pull the abs into your spine. Back into cow, belly sags, inhale, chest open. And into our cat, arching the back, pulling up the belly, letting the air go. Do about 3 more on your own pace, or at your own pace with your breath. Always an inhale when we open the chest, and an exhale when we get smaller. And we're going to come to stillness with a flat back. Making any adjustments you need to with your hands. They're still under your shoulders. And we turn and look over our left shoulder towards our left hip. We feel the right side of our body start to open. Come back to center. Inhale. And exhale as we look over our right shoulder to our right. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Turn and look. Inhale back to center. And exhale last time. Back to center, going into our balancing table. So right arm comes up and palm faces into center, thumb pointing to ceiling, and extending opposite leg. So left leg is back, your toes pull back towards your knee. Balancing here, so the core gets engaged. And bring it back down. Switching to the other side. And if you're not comfortable having both the arm and the leg up, you can keep one on the ground and have a 3-point balancing table. So we've got 2 points here. You can do something like this and do 3. Let's switch again, other side. We're going to add on and we're going to bring an elbow to a knee. So get nice and small. Go long, inhale. Exhale, go small. Inhale, nice and long. And let's land the hand and the knee, switch to the other side. Inhale, elbow to knee. Extend, inhale, elbow to knee. Last time, extend, and bringing it down. Those hands go out just a little bit further. We're ready to go back into our first downward facing dog. Puppy is also available, so you can keep those knees on the ground as you push your chest towards the ground and your tail up to the ceiling. If you're in downward facing dog, we're walking out those feet, stretching down the back of the legs, and then coming to stillness. And when we're in these poses where we're holding, this is where we want to focus on our breathing. Maybe even making it audible. And we're going to bend our knees up onto our toes, look forward to our hands, and make your way to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Forward fold. Flat back. Hands down, step back, left foot. And we're going to go on an angle with that left foot. So pointing at a direction of about 10 or 11 on the clock. Coming up. And we're going into a warrior one pose. So our chest is nice and tall. Closed hip pose, so we still want both of our hips pointing forward, and we can bring our arms up. Checking our front foot, making sure we can see the front toe, so the knee has not started to press into the center line of our body. It's pressing out slightly. Maybe you're feeling this in the back half. Bringing those hands back down. Pivoting that back foot. And keeping your left hand on the ground. Going into a rotation. So it's a lunge with a rotation. Top arm reaching up towards the ceiling. Shoulder coming back. And coming back to center, let's step forward. Inhale, flat back. And down. Inhale all the way up. Forward fold. Flat back. Hands down, step back. Second side, so let's go on a slight angle with that back foot. Now pointing to around 1 or 2 o'clock. Making your way up. You can help with a little press onto your thighs. Warrior one, second side. And again, making sure we're not starting to rotate our hips. Still pressing forward. Having our arms. Strong warrior one. Listen to your breathing. And coming out of that pose and down. Let's pivot our back foot. Maybe you need to move back slightly. Keeping your right hand on the ground into our lunge. And rotating, top arm reaching up, top shoulder pulling back. Slowly coming back to center, stepping forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Hands come to heart center, and we're going to sit it back into chair pose. So squeezing our thighs close together. Taking a little look down, making sure we can see our toes, so we have our hips bringing us back, not our knees going forward. Hands at heart center with the chest nice and open. And breathe. Options for your arms. Reaching out front, starting to lift. Bringing those arms back to heart center if they were out, and let's exhale down. Inhale. Hands down, stepping back, both feet. And we're going to go through a flow, so high or low plank. Slowly lower down. And come up into a cobra. And pushing back into downward facing dog. And again, pressing that chest in towards the floor, tail up to the ceiling. Extending your left foot. Bringing the knee in and stepping through with your hands. And coming up into a high crescent lunge. So we're staying on the ball of the back foot, maybe rising up even a little bit more. Extending those arms up to the ceiling. And on your next inhale, we pivot the back foot and turn into warrior two. So heel of the front foot aligned with the arch of the back foot. Check on your arms. Nice long extension with the shoulders relaxed. Front thigh pressing to the outside of your mat. And gazing over your front fingers. Flipping the palm, exalting your warriors. Let's tilt back. And back into warrior two. Bring that front knee back so it's almost straight but not locked. Now reach forward and pivot down into triangle. Again, top arm is reaching towards the ceiling, shoulders pressing back. Breathe nice and deep. Work through the stretch. Back up. And let's turn that back foot and step forward. Inhale. Swan dive down. Flat back. Hands down, stepping back. Second flow. Chaturanga Dandasana. You can add push-ups anytime you'd like. And you can take your Cobra into an upward facing dog if you want more of a backward stretch. And meeting back into downward facing dog. Right leg extends behind. And bring that knee through and foot steps between your hands. Coming right up into another high crescent lunge. Up a little higher on the ball of the back foot. If you find you're wobbling, maybe your feet need to be a little wider, side to side on your mat. And if you want a bigger crescent lunge, you can add a little bit of a lean back. That might be challenging to your balance. Coming back, shoulders over hips. And now inhaling as we go into warrior two, second side. Just to check on your arms. And then relax your shoulders. Settle your gaze over your front fingers, pressing that thigh out towards the outside of your mat. Flipping the front palm. Reaching back, exalt your warrior. Nice stretch in the front side of your body. Back into warrior two. Bring back that front knee, not quite straight. Lean forward and pivot down. Triangle stretch. Top arm reaching for the ceiling or wherever is comfortable. You can reach out towards the side wall. We want our top shoulder pulling back. And bring it back up. And we're going to pivot our back foot and step forward. Inhale. Exhale down. Flat back. Hands down, stepping back. Your choice of flow. With or without push-ups, making sure those elbows stay nice and close. Upward facing dog. And into downward facing dog. Let's really press that chest down, tail up. Up onto your toes, bend the knees, let's walk it forward. And let's just bend those knees generously. Bring those abs, chest against our thighs. And if you're comfortable, we can let go of the floor and just hold in ragdoll. So a nice stretch to open up the spine. As we're taking deep breaths here, we feel the back body expanding. And now take those hands down. Straighten those legs almost, but not quite. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. And then let's bring the hands to heart center. Sit back into chair again. Squeeze those thighs together. Straight back. Chest is open. A smile on those lips. Enjoy the breathing. On your next exhale, bring it down. Flat back. Hands down, your last flow. Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra or upward facing dog. And we're going to go back into a child's pose. So let's bring those knees wider than your hips. Your arms are still extended out in front of you. Or if you prefer, you can bring them by your side. We're here just for a few breaths. And now making your way back up to table. Bring those knees in under your thighs, under your hips, and slowly lower down. Putting the tops of your feet onto your mat so they're nice and flat. And your hands are by your shoulders, and we just extend up the upper body, so it's like we're doing a cobra. Bring that back down. And let's raise up again. And this time we're going to lift one leg, or two legs. Bringing the legs down, and then bringing your head down, maybe moving your hands forward so we can relax through the shoulders, and one ear is against the mat, so looking to one side. And again, feel the back body expanding as we breathe. Let's bring those hands back closer to our shoulders, looking down at our mat. We're going to lift up the upper body again. Stay here if this is where you're comfortable. Lifting up one or two of your legs towards the back. And if it's in your practice, we can bring those arms back as though they're reaching towards our heels into locust pose. Again, breathing through this. Bring it back down if you need to. And let's bring those hands supporting under our shoulders, feet down, And let's bring our head so that second side ear rests on the mat. Maybe move your hands forward now. Relax those shoulders. Couple of deep breaths, using the back body to expand. And bring those hands back by your shoulders, looking down towards your mat, and let's push up into table, and then flip those legs around. And we're going to come right down onto our backs, keeping those knees bent. Bring one knee in and then the other, and go into a little ball, and we're just reversing the curve of our spine. So we stretch one way, then we stretch the other. We kind of neutralize what we've done. Bring the head and shoulders back down. Feet stay on the ground. Hands are either flat on your mat, or maybe you'd like to grab the edges of your mat. We're going to go into bridge. So squeeze inner thighs and glutes as we start to lift up the hips. And everybody's going to have a different range here. So we're squeezing glutes, squeezing inner thighs, trying to release tension in our jaw. So if you find out you're gritting your teeth or the tongue is stuck to the top of your mouth, try and let that go. Slowly roll down through your spine. Take those feet wide and just a windshield wiper side to side. Back to center, move those feet back in. And again, your choice. Your hands are just relaxed, or maybe it's just a little bit of a grip as we lift up. Some people like to do that, so you can grab onto the edge of your mat. As you inhale, you squeeze the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs. If it's in your practice, we can walk the shoulder blades towards the center of our spine and rise up even further. If you ever find that your breath starts to get short, that may be an indication that your intensity level is maybe a little too high. So bring it back down so that you can breathe comfortably and work towards the next intensity level, just at maybe a little slower pace. And we're going to slowly bring that down again, rolling it back down. Feet step wide, and windshield wipers. Settling those knees, we're going to bring them in towards the chest and extend the legs up, having some support here so you can place your hands under your hips slightly. Your toes flex back towards your nose as though you're going to walk on the ceiling. So our waterfall, or if we were against the wall, we would be doing legs against the wall. Letting some fluid come back down towards our body, our organs, coming away from our feet. And now let's just shake those legs, shake those feet. And bend those knees, bring it in for a hug. And slowly roll shoulders and head back down to the ground. And let's extend those legs. Going into our final Savasana. So as we started, nice and relaxed. Come into a position, and maybe it's just one last contraction, a flexion, and then just relax. And I'm just going to stop my little alarm here. Perhaps your breathing is a little more audible, and you allow it to get longer and deeper again. And we we just spend one last minute thinking only of breath going in and out. Slowly start to bring some movement into fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Going to make our way into a seated position, so bring those knees up and turn to one side or the other. Slowly press yourself up and come to a seated position on your mat. Sitting up nice and tall, eyes stay into a comfortable soft gaze, or maybe they're still closed. Hands at heart center. Breathe in and out. This might be the last time today you actually think about breathing. So as Norma passed on to me, as we inhale, say thank. And as we exhale, say you. So it's a thank you. Thank you. Saying that to yourself, and I'm also saying that to you. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. Thank you.